I've been here. I'm just listening to you guys.
Oh, sorry, brother. Sorry. I think the floor is yours, I think.
So this, like, I just want you guys to, like, see this in your heads now, okay? Going back to the RSR, okay? We're recovering liquid, okay? So if we're doing liquid, this valve is normally front-seated during normal operation, but if you're using the RSR and you're recovering, that valve's going to be back-seated and hooked up with a hose, okay? And the 7's also hooked up, and that's going to be hooked up, and that's normally front-seated under normal operating conditions, and if you get a recover or a charge, it's going to be back-seated, hooked up to a hose or piping. So with the liquid, that vacuum pump from the RSR is hooked up here, and it's pressurizing this condenser. You got to visually see this in your head, okay? And this is putting this vessel under pressure, and it's pushing down all the liquid refrigerant that's in there. And then it's going through your liquid line, through your orifice plate down here, and it's being pushed out the 6 valve. Like, you have to be able to see this in your head, and you got to relate this to the diagram to understand it. Are you with me on this, or? Because this is...
I'm here. I could hear you, Dan. I'm here.
All right, I'm going to say, you got to be able to, like, visually picture what's going on in your head. Again, you have the discharge line back here, going into your condenser. There's vapor in here. That's condensing into liquid. The liquid goes down through the liquid line, goes to the orifice plate. The high side liquid line goes to the orifice plate, comes out low side, and this whole thing is flooded. It's flooded up to the slate glass with liquid. And that's where your 6 valve is pulling from, under a vacuum for the RSR. All right. Let's see. What else you want to go over?
That's it for now. Let's go over. Let's talk to Carlos.
We want to do?
Let's talk to Carlos, right? Then Carlos
come back.
the rundown.
He said he's be back in 5 minutes.
No, I've been here. I've been here.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I've been here for a minute, Dan. I'm just listening to you, man.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. No, well, I mean, even with you, is there anything you want to go over?
Man, I mean, you want to go over the questions we spoke about, that way they can understand that what I was asked?
Yeah, give everyone the review.
You pretty much that 6 valve, that was a question. The secondary vapor valve on top of the evaporator, that was a question. That was a question right there. They just simply asked to locate it. They didn't ask anything else. You know, they asked for the governor valve, what throttles the turbine. So guys, get familiar with that. And they also asked for the drain lines coming down from the main steam, the governor, and the trip, going all the way to the condensate tank.
That's the tank right here.
Yep.
That's be 1, 2,
2, and 3.
3. Yeah.
They asked also what component feeds, what component keeps pressurized. How was it that I said it to you, Dan? What component
drains?
No, it was the compressor. What component
what pressurizes?
Yeah, it pressurizes the pneumatic valves.
Right.
And they didn't ask. They didn't ask for the 3 in the back. Like, you know, I was prepared for that, but they asked for the governor, the overboard, and the recirculating. They didn't ask for the 3 in the back.
Okay.
But I was prepared for that because I did see the other component you guys were talking about that was being fed from the compressor as well.
Mhm.
They asked for the, yeah, go ahead, Alberto.
Sorry to interrupt you. You remember how many times when we go over it, we say, what is the component who throttles the turbine, who throttles the compressor? We use the
Yeah.
word throttle. It's because that's the word they use there.
Yeah, that's the way they used it. That's the
What,
way they
throttle?
used it. Yeah, they used
What
throttle.
throttles the compressor?
No, the turbine.
Oh, that's the governor. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
not the compressor, the turbine.
Yeah.
That was a question. They asked for the sump, the sight glass on the sump. They asked me 3 things on the sump, on the compressor sump, oil sump, excuse me.
Oh,
And it was,
okay, yeah.
yeah. Remember I told you that thick wire that you said you can't miss for the pump?
Yeah.
The sight glass and the valve that supplies the oil to the compressor, to the rest of the system. And it's visibly right there. You can't miss it.
Yeah, that's that. And then
Or the line, okay.
well, of course I can't fucking switch, but yeah.
They asked you for the porch or the line?
No, they asked for the valve on the line.
Or the power?
There's a supply valve on that line, the same way it is here. It doesn't look the same. It's totally different, but it's you can't miss it.
Yeah, the drain's always gonna be on the bottom.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
Yeah, can't miss that.
And on the they asked me for the hot gas bypass valve, and they also asked me that same question that you guys threw out there. In which direction does it flow?
Right.
It's like a part 2 question to it, and
Right.
it's going to be from the condenser to the evaporator.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
You can't miss that. On the chill water lines, I only got the flow switch. That's it. I didn't get no temperature sensors. I didn't get no pressure gauges or no mercury thermometers. I didn't get any of that. That's the only thing I got was the flow switch.
Okay.
I got on the manifold. On the manifold, I did get the question. To clean out the strainer on the top,
Right.
without disrupting the operation. I got that. And I also got the question on the line that feeds, that comes out of there, that goes into the turbine, which is going to be that one, the one right there, that one right there. I got that question as well.
Okay. And how do you do this?
All right. They pretty much walk you through that, Dan. It wasn't, it's like a 4-part question.
Okay.
Close, open, close, and isolate what you call it, pull it out, clean it, then open your outlet and open your inlet.
Let me ask you, because you just said, was that like a multiple choice you had to put in order?
Yeah, it was a multiple choice.
It was a multiple choice. Okay.
It was a multiple choice.
I didn't know about that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a multiple choice. It's like 2 or 3 questions, about 3, 4 tops.
Okay.
I got 4-part questions. And I didn't get anything on the air handler like I was telling you. I got on the expansion tank. I got the conch and the check valve. I got that.
That's there's a conch,
Yep.
the check valve.
I didn't get anything else.
You didn't get the sight glass?
I might have got the sight glass, but I really can't recall. But because I got about 2 or 3 sight glasses on there. I got the sight glass for the atmospheric valve. I got the sight glass to that though.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you show them where that's at? That way, like for the new guys, in case
Yeah.
you don't know where it's at. I didn't get anything.
Carlos,
Yes.
do you have the question, which you have 16 follow-up that says that the turbine temperature is 5,500 RPMs?
No, I didn't get that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get that. The question I got that I went over with Dan was the chiller has been down for a week, right? They give you the pressure, which is 105.
Yeah, what is the mechanical room temperature?
Yeah, it was 90. You go to the PT chart.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got that question. Just the same way you guys said it. That's why I said, like, I don't understand how this just went over me, man, you know?
Or it'd be like between 90 and 91.
Yeah, it wasn't like that on Metro Tech. It was 90.
It was 90? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're right. That's it right
That's
there.
why I picked 90. I remember that real good. The reason I remember that real good is because that was a question you guys threw out there at least about a million times.
Yeah. All right. That's good. So if you
Yeah,
guys...
I got the sight glass on the,
right here.
yep. I didn't get any questions like regarding the vacuum pumps, like the pressure, the suction, nothing.
Wow, really?
Did they ask about,
Yeah.
did they ask about the position for the atmospheric valve?
They asked me for the position on it, and that's counterclockwise. I got that. I got the sight glass on the condenser and the evaporator as a identified a component.
Okay.
I got simple shit, bro. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I hear about that. We talk about like maybe 12, 14 questions, and then we go over that material many times. You got anything about the compressor?
On the compressor, I got the, I'm going to tell you what I got on the compressor. I got the isolation valve, Dan. Remember we was talking about that earlier? I didn't get the guide vane actuator. I didn't get no question on that. I got the isolation valve right there. What isolates on discharge going into the condenser? I got that question.
Okay.
You know? I got the temperature sensor as well right there because I told you I didn't get the transducer. I didn't get it because I was looking for it in the event they asked.
Like right here.
I didn't get that question. I got the temperature. Yeah.
That's
going to be clear as day.
Yeah.
I believe to this moment of the review is basically he got all the materials that we study, that we practice. Okay.
Yeah.
I told him that. I told him that 100 or 1,000%. You guys do not change what y'all doing. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. The system that you guys got intact is the matrix. Is it? That's it,
Carlos,
brother.
You got something in the cooling towers?
I didn't get no questions on the cooling tower. Nothing. Not even the HOA switch. You know how the guys be talking about HOA this, HOA this.
For the pump?
On the pumps, I got that one question I was telling Dan about that he told me where I screwed up at. If the pump was cavitating, what was I supposed to do? And they even told me you don't have to disrupt, you don't have to lock out, tag out, you don't have to do anything. They told me.
Right. So if the pump is cavitating and the pump is running, if you wanted to fix that, all you would do is open up the pet top.
That's it.
Yeah. You don't play with the pet top.
Right, guys, write that down.
Dan. So what? You open the pet cack and close the pet cack. That's it?
That's it.
That's it. It's prime.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Because you got air in the pump.
That's it. You got a pocket. Yeah. I should have known that.
You messed up on that, Carlos?
Big time. 100%.
Oh, man.
And as I told you guys, the petcock on this is going to be
a plus sign.
It's going to be a plus sign right above this.
Yep.
It's going to be big.
Yep. You can't miss it.
Right there. He goes, just like, actually, I think I can show you it. Hold on. Let me see if I got a picture of this. Hold on.
I think it's on the video of the how to start a chiller.
Yeah, it is, but I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah, you put one like a month ago, 2 months ago in the chat.
Yeah, for some reason I lost a lot of my stuff, man. Like I had stuff on here, I don't know where it fucking went. I shared it, and now I can't find it.
So Carlos, what you got on the surface condenser?
On the surface condenser, I get anything. Good night.
Nothing?
Nothing. On the surface condenser, I got a question that I actually screwed up on that I was telling Dan about. Dan, you wanna go over that question with them? That way they don't make that same mistake?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get my
Yeah.
What was the question again?
The question was, what holds the condensate to the turbine cast, the turbine cast. Well, I guess that would be like the body.
That's the turbine casing.
Casing, excuse me. Yeah.
Right. So where does the condensate come out of the turbine casing, guys?
Listen up, guys.
Well, I want to see if anyone knows it. Where's the turbine casing?
What's the question again? The turbine casing?
Where does the condensate come out of the turbine
Turbine
casing?
casing?
Here's the turbine right here.
Turbine.
This ain't working.
Turbine is the shell of the turbine, correct?
Hold up then.
That's it.
No, that's the suction side.
Right, but I'm saying this is the turbine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the turbine is inside the turbine casing, which is the outer shell. And it's like the housing for the turbine, right? So where would the condensate come out of
Yes.
for the turbine?
From the exhaust.
No.
Listen up. Listen real good.
I'm going to wait for Dan to answer. I know the answer, but
Okay.
is that too
Yeah,
long?
it's like, no, look, you got steam coming in, right? It goes to the governor, goes to your trip valve, comes out the nozzles, hits the turbine blades, okay? As the steam hits the turbine blade, it gives up its energy. And when it gives up its energy, the steam starts to condensate. It starts to condense. So the rest of the steam exhaust goes through the exhaust. But the condensate that's left in the casing comes out of your drains right here. You see these two drains? That's your back drain, and that's your front drain.
Yep.
And those wind up right here.
Yep. In that red tank.
Yeah. It would be a red square right here. But those two lines are your condensate from the turbine. You guys understand that or no?
Yeah. So
All right, I'm just saying. Whenever
Guys,
they,
don't forget that one, please.
whenever they talk about condensate, it's always coming from the bottom. It's like, look at your blowdowns. Look at your drip legs. Condensate wouldn't come out up here because condensate is heavier than steam. So water is always going to go to your lowest point. That's why this line is here. That's why this line is here. That's why this line is here. Condensate is always going to be on the bottom no matter where you are. Like even fucking, the only time it's not, it's like with your overboard valve here. Okay, your overboard valve is actually pulling. Hold on for that. It's not pulling. Hold on. That should be on the bottom. I haven't even traced the shit out yet, and I'm positive about this. Hold on. Dude, I got to switch, guys. Hold on.
Dan, I didn't get that, but we'll talk about that later. Let's move forward.
Oh, okay. I thought you was with you.
Nah, I just want to see it for myself because I actually never traced this out. It won't let me highlight it. Yo, I'm so sick of this shit, bro. I can't highlight nothing.
Dan,
Yeah.
switch system and select again steam.
Let me try this one. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to. I want to see this. Oh, there we go. Why is it doing that? Hold up, fam, because I'm fucked up now. What's that? Now I'm learning. Hold on. curious about something. All right, here we go again. Yo, dude, I'm gonna throw my fucking keyboard across the room. I hate this shit. That goes there. Goes your recirculation. Okay.
Think it would be pushing, right, Dan?
Well, they kind of say it's in the hot well. I'm just thinking about for the hot well now. The hot well, the steam comes out of the exhaust. It goes in the surface condenser. The steam condenses from the cooling water, and then the condensate winds up in your hot well. Then from your hot well, it gets pulled by the condensate pump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then from the condensate pump, it gets recirculated. Okay, I see where it is now. There's the header. That's what I couldn't find before. So right here is where everything, it comes out of your condensate pumps, and it can either go this way. Oh, it doesn't want. It can either go, you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, so it comes up the manifold from the condensate pump discharge, and it can either go this way through the recirculation valve, and it gets dumped back into the top of the surface condenser, or this recirculation valve closes, and then what happens is it gets pumped, and then you'll see another pipe on the end here. You see that pipe coming out on the end?
Yeah.
So your circulation valve closes, the pump is still on, but now instead of pumping back to the surface condenser, this valve is shut, and it comes out the header, and it comes out this line here, and goes to your overboard, and that dumps. That's what I wanted to see. You understand that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to have you see the secondary line, which is hard to see right here. You see how it comes out this way, and it can go this way, or it comes out the back pipe and goes this way?
Yeah.
So that's the manifold right there. So that's the discharge header. And then if this is closed, it can't go this way, so it goes this way through the recirc and comes back up. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, but I just want them to understand, like, you see how you were able to just explain how, condensate is heavier than steam. Steam is going to rise. So
Right.
When they said condensate, that's what threw me off. So I selected the surface condenser. When you select the surface condenser, the hot well and everything lights up. Not thinking about the drain lines that are coming out on the bottom of the turbine going to the condensate tank.
Right, you would actually have more than just those two. Like, these are going to the casing. Actually, look, I'll click on it, and then I'm going to submit it. Condensate tank to drain.
Yeah, that's the rear drain line.
That's it. That's the rear drain line. That's the front drain line right there. And that's it. And then I don't know on Metrotech, but here goes your gland seal right here.
Yeah.
And you would have another line coming out of here, but I don't think Metrotech has it. And then you'd have condensate on the bottom here, and now it goes to your tank as well. But we're not going to go over that because that's not on the test. But again, it's condensate. Condensate's always going to be on the bottom. Always on the bottom. Even over here, all from the bottom. So, I'm sorry, right here.
Stim is on the top, condensate is on the bottom.
Well, this is on the bottom too, right here. That's on the bottom. That's on the bottom. can't even hide any more shit. There you go. Well, what's that one right there? Hold on.
Look like that's the same one.
That's the same line, Dan.
Yeah, that's the same line.
That's the front.
Right, that's the front. But I'm just saying, this is, yeah, this is
That's
the
the
back,
rear.
and this is the front. But I'm saying, you know, this one over here is higher than that one, though, which is what's bugging me out. I want to see if that's the same fucking, if that's going to be the front or not. It should be the front. I just want to make sure. I hate to tell people something that I'm wrong. I just want to verify it. So the first one that we did was the back. And this should be, motherfucker. There we go. Motherfucker. I do that shit all the time, bro. There we go. Almost did it again. Then that should be the front. Honestly, tank to turbine front drain valve. Yeah, there you go. Okay. That's that. All right. This is what I do all day. Just trace shit out.
That's, yeah.
Looks good.
Annoying, bro. I'm just tired of it. All right, so what else we got?
We went over the atmospheric valve. We got the sight glass up there. That was a question. We went through the pneumatic valves. We went to the hot gas bypass. We didn't go there because you were still going over the condensate lines.
All right, here's the hot gas right here. Oh,
Yeah, and that's a two-part question. They're gonna ask you where's the pipe from. They actually say that on the test too. Where's the piping from? Yeah,
I got
yeah.
that.
They say it like that. I was like, oh shit, they're using regular words and shit. They're not getting scientific when it comes to this shit.
Right, but that's why I review it, because I was asked that. I remember that exact question. Yeah.
And that was, I think that was a two-part question, right?
Yeah. They asked me where the hot gas bypass. Actually, I got three. They asked me where the hot gas bypass valve was, which is this. They asked me how do I isolate it. That's that. And then they asked me what direction does it flow from, and this from the condenser to the evaporator.
The evaporator, yeah.
You know, but guess what? I got no credit for any of those.
Crazy.
Fuckers, bro.
I didn't get anything on the
submit.
What?
Those are the ones you didn't submit.
Those are the ones I didn't submit. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
didn't get.
Yeah. What else? Yeah.
I didn't get anything on the three-way valves on neither one.
I was about to ask you if they asked you anything about that.
I didn't get anything on them.
So like I said, guys, when I took the test, they asked me about the three-way valves, and they would ask you to identify them. They said, identify the evaporator relief valve starting from the condenser side. So, you know, it'd be 1 and then 2. Well, if they asked you, identify the relief valves on the condenser starting from the evaporator side, then it would be 2 and then 1. It's how they word it. They kind of fuck you with that. So you got to pay attention to that when they ask you that question. A lot of people got that question that I know.
I was looking for it because so many people said it, you know?
Yeah. And then, you know.
I got the cartridge. I got that question.
Right. Did they ask you the front
For the
seat?
compressor, they didn't ask me the front seat. I got the question for the compressor and for the turbine, but they didn't ask me to do anything. The only thing they asked me to play around with was the manifold. That's it.
That was it.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Lush.
Thanks. Can you remember anything else?
Pretty much all the stuff you guys went over. I didn't get anything on the coolant towers. I didn't get anything on the air handler. And I didn't get anything. And I was hoping I got something on the coolant tower because I broke my head on that damn shit, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe next time, you know.
Yeah, keep going over it because maybe next
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
All you got to get is coolant tower questions probably, you know. Like Floyd got, the best person to talk to is Floyd because Floyd took the test 3 times.
Right.
And every time, like that's how we kind of figured things out. Because when he went to take it the second time, he was like, yo, he had a lot of questions that they had on the first test. But then they added other shit. You know what I mean? So, that's what we came up with. They're definitely going to ask you a base selection of questions that everyone gets.
Right.
And then after that, it all depends where you go with the troubleshooting, with operations. Like recovery is recovery. You know what I'm saying? Identifying the parts is just identifying the parts. Either you know or you don't. But what gets everyone fucked up is like, with the multi-step, because they ask you 14 to 16 questions, and you have to know what all 14 or 16 of those things are and what position they should be in, and blah, blah, blah. Then they give you a couple of gimme questions with the spec sheets.
Yeah, I got a lot of those, Dan. I got about 5 questions on the spec sheet.
Right, but you got all those right.
Simple shit.
Yeah, you got all those right, so.
Simple shit.
That's it. We just don't know exactly 100% on all of the multi-steps, And like we cover some of the multi-steps, but we don't cover all of them because we don't know all of them,
Yeah.
So many things they could ask you, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna go over that RSR. I'm gonna go back over it. I'm gonna drill it, and I'm gonna go back to the recip on the recovery and drill that.
Yeah.
But I noticed on the videos that he has up, he doesn't have any videos on recovery or charging. He has like old videos. Have you seen them?
Yeah,
like old.
But those are gonna do nothing for you on the steps because, like with those
That's
videos,
what I was saying.
He's just putting you to the beginning to the end. You need to know, what to do when they drop you off in the middle of the situation.
Correct.
What I mean? Has nothing to do with that video. That video is just purely for memorization. Like fucking click, 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 done.
That was for the old exam, correct? Yeah.
Exactly. So you just have to know up the back of your head, like, what valve got to be open, what valve got to be shut. If you shut this valve, what's going to happen? If you shut this valve, what's going to happen? It's like we said with the vapor. Like, if you wanted to stop vapor from flowing, what's the first valve you close? That'd be the 7 valve. And if they said, if you did 2 valves, lowest to highest, what would it be? And that's going to be 2 and 7. But I could ask you the same thing with vapor. With liquid. Like, if you wanted to stop liquid from flowing to the receiver, what valve would you shut?
You shut the 6th valve, right?
Yeah, that's right. And then after the 6th valve, what would you shut?
You would shut the 5th valve, which is going into, which is the receiver.
Exactly how you said it. And then if I asked you to name those valves lowest to highest, you go 5 and 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to know it just like that. And it seems like you know it. I don't know what they fuck you with the wording, man.
Yeah, fuck,
Yeah.
They're going to pay for that, motherfuckers.
We had to find someone to come back with the wording on that question, man. Like, we need the exact wording on that fucking question. That's what we need. Someone got to get that question and bring it back.
That guy in that video I was telling you about, you said his name was Eric, right? What was his name again? The guy that was going over the RSR? That's the guy that got the 92, right?
That was Chris.
Chris. That guy Chris?
Yeah.
I guess he's the one, because I'm telling you, the minute I went through that, he came to my head. I was like, wow, this guy, he really explained that shit. He said he couldn't.
1117?
I think it was 1117.
That's the real funny one. You sure it's on that one?
I don't think it's 1117. What's on 1118? That's Bardell. No, it wasn't him.
You sure it wasn't BX? Because
no, it wasn't him.
BX took his test here.
It wasn't him. I know Bardell. It wasn't him.
All right, hold on.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
Maybe it was the 20th, no?
Try the 20th. It could be.
Yo, Carlos, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's crazy. You fell by a point.
Hey, brother, man.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
You gotta keep it pushing forward, bro.
Yeah, there you go. We just got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, keep pushing forward, brother.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
You have to figure out what video it's on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it for you.
All right.
Because I watched that video at least about 4 times, man.
All right, so you know what?
It's a real good video.
I don't want to watch the video fucking all night and then fucking not know it's the right one. When you figure out what video it is, write down the time of the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, and then bring that back, you know? So that's all. And then with the recip, we hit a home run on covering the recip. I know that. The recip we got down covered. But, you know. I know.
Dan, they gonna pay for this shit, Dan. I swear to God, motherfuckers. Yeah. Metro Tech. I'm coming back to see them, man. You know? I'm telling you, man.
It's like the wire coming out of it.
Thinking they're personal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's personal now, brother. It's personal. It's $220, brother. It's serious. Yeah. Serious, bro.
You get that right, Carlos. That's not a job, bro.
You said it's serious, man.
Not money, serious, bro.
Mm-hmm. I like that attitude.
Let's see.
All right, so on the reciprocating system, like we were talking about earlier, Dan, I got the transducer that sends pressure to the control panel. We clicked on that. I got the plate, the oil plate. When you, like you guys said, when you click on it, the entire thing lights up. It's not like on this system.
Right.
I got the crankcase heater, and like you were mentioning before, on the crankcase heater, you know, do not select the wire, guys. There's like a little block-looking thing. You can't miss it. That's going to be the heater itself. All right? Oh, I got a question on discharge now that you back there. Yeah.
Yes, where the high pressure.
Yeah, that is it. Yep, I got that question.
Superheated vapor, where is it?
There you go. That's the infamous discharge question. I got it, man.
Yep, all right.
Yeah, I got the unloader. I got the unloader on system 1 and system 2. I got the unloader on both.
Yeah, they basically ask you a whole bunch of questions on one, and then they throw you over, and then they throw over to 2, and ask you the same questions.
The same question, yeah.
They can't. There's not a lot to ask on a reset, man.
There
There's
isn't.
nothing to it. There's no steam cycle. There's no oil cycle. It's just fucking refrigeration.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Nothing else.
But Carlos, you didn't get no piston questions? Like suction, discharge, none of that?
No. That's not on the test on Metro Tech, brother. When you click on the actual head, the entire head lights up. You cannot take it apart like you do here in Taurus, all right?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, so make sure you write that down. When you click on it, whatever head they ask you for on Metro Tech, the entire head is going to light up. You can't remove no bolts. You can't do any of that.
No. The only thing that they might ask you, okay, is they might ask you about the valve plates. They're going to say, how would you expose, or how would you see the valve plates on circuit 1 starting from front to back? So if you look at this compressor, you see how this compressor has 3 heads, has one head here, one head here, and one head in the back?
Yeah.
So this is considered a W compressor, okay?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Check that
The ones
out.
on Metro Tech only have a valve cover here and a valve cover there. So that's a
That's
V.
it.
That's a good engine in your car. A V8, that's what a V8 is right there. Only this is a V4, 4-cylinder, okay? So when they ask you a question, how would you see a valve plates from front to back? Okay, basically what you would do is you go to the front of the machine and you click on this valve plate here and you hit submit. And then you go to the back and you hit the other valve plate and you click on that valve plate there and then you submit that. And that's the answer to that question.
Yep.
That exposes both valve plates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get any compressor heads. I just got the unloaders, and I didn't get any junction box questions because sometimes I hear people say they got that question. I didn't get that. And
Did they ask you where the motor was?
you know what's funny, Dan? They didn't ask for the motor. They didn't even ask me a question on the thermostatic expansion valve, the sensing bulb, none of that.
Wow, really? Shit.
Yeah.
They asked about the plug valve, though, right?
Yeah, they asked me about the plug valve, and I think they asked me for the on the chiller line. They asked me for the flow switch.
Right.
Right here.
Okay.
I noticed they always ask that,
Yeah.
and I think they might have asked for a valve. I'm not even sure. And on the condenser, they did like the same thing. They didn't go too hard on it, you
Right.
know. And the king
Oh, they didn't
valve.
ask you about no pump down or king valve? Okay.
No, the pump down was a part of the whole 14 step.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
what-
recovery. That's recovery multi-step.
Yeah, that's where they sent me to the moon at, right there.
Yeah. So they
That-
asked, yeah. I know what you're
They
talking
didn't ask me no subcooling question. They didn't ask no superheat question.
Did they ask you did they ask you to isolate the strainer?
They didn't ask me to isolate the strainer neither. No question on that.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah, but it's the diagram that you put up for us, that you put in the chat.
Yeah.
It pretty much matches what's there. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Same thing.
I looked at it. I looked at it during the
Yeah.
45-minute. Yeah, it's the same diagram. That's a good diagram. Yeah.
All right.
Telling you, man. Valentine's Massacre, man. That's what it was.
That's Mexico. Nah, bro, you good, bro.
All right.
Nothing is easy, bro.
Oh yeah. We
See how
back. We
hard you
back.
want
Yeah,
it.
we back to the drawing board. I ain't giving up. I put too much time in for this. Too much time.
All right.
You know.
So, shit, man. All right. Does anybody got any questions? If not,
Yeah, I got. I joined the class maybe last week. I finally got a 14 questions right. 24 questions right with this reset. So now I'm moving on to the certificate.
okay.
So
All right.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, that's cool, brother. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like I told you, what I did was what Dan was saying. Why don't you just take things apart? Before I started answering questions on the reciprocating, I started just taking things apart and just submitting them. And then, because you got a month or whatever it is that you purchased. So you want to just navigate your way around. And one of the guys, I don't know if I mentioned it, Dan, one of the guys from Turner, I told you, he was told apparently that he was able to hide the back of the air handler. And he even mentioned the squirrel cage and all that. And that was before we even went inside. I said, dude, you can't hide anything on the air handler. Who told you that? He was like, no, a guy came in. I said, listen, brother, you cannot hide anything.
Well, look, when I go take my test, I'll go try.
No, I clicked on it, Dan. I clicked on it. You can't hide anything.
You can't hide it.
Yeah, come on, man. I clicked on it myself. You can't hide anything.
You can't hide shit.
I clicked that during the 45 minutes as soon as we started because I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
That's you know what that's called? That's fake news, brother.
That's fake news.
Yeah, it's debunked. I debunked that today.
Yeah.
In real
You're
time.
right.
Yeah, in real time I debunked it. So,
Debunk that.
fake news. So fellas know, but still, still go down there and, whoever go next, do us a favor and click around the air handler because you never know. They update it. Maybe they do something.
Yeah, fucking. Why can't you highlight anything no more, man? You used to be able to highlight everything on this fucking unit. Does he update the fucking web version of this too, or just the fucking tablet ones? I don't even fucking know anymore, man. That's crazy, bro.
Listen, guys, I'm going to go home, listen to my little young guy who just turned 8, beat me up about failing this exam. I'm telling y'all right now, you're going to chew me up, man. Daddy, you failed the test. You should be ashamed of yourself. Lord have mercy. You guys don't know. You guys don't know that I'm preparing myself just to hear what he's about to throw at me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Yeah,
bro,
these-
go home and chill out, bro. Go fucking take it easy, and then we're gonna start you off fresh tomorrow.
Yeah. Listen,
So fucking
Dan,
chill.
I appreciate everything you guys been doing, all you guys, man. But know that I'm not the one to just, walk away from a situation, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna be there tomorrow, 6:30. If one of you guys are logged in during my lunch break, because I get a lunch at 1, I'm logging in. If you guys logging in the morning time, I'm logging in. Because I'm at work, but I can move around certain places and hide. So,
Yeah,
it is what it is. Back to the drawing board, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
This shit
no.
keep going. till the wheels fall off. That's how it goes, man. That's it. You know?
Yeah. All right, yo, so we'll check it tomorrow.
All right, man. Appreciate everything, fellas, man. Good night, man.
Good night.
Good night, Carlos. Take care, bro.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, Carlos.
Yep. Take care. All right, good night.
All right, so we're just gonna break this fucking unit down, man. That's all. I'm just gonna make believe fucking. How many guys we got on here? We got 7 guys. All right, so I'm just gonna point the shit, and then you guys tell me what it is, okay? We're gonna start right here. What's this? What's that?
The compressor.
The
What's that?
compressor. Yeah, the compressor.
So what's this?
The motor.
All right.
Oh, that's the motor. Compressor.
Okay. What's this line right here?
That's the hot line.
Discharge.
You superheat vapor.
Yeah, you gotta remember, it's high pressure, high temperature, superheated vapor in your discharge line.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make it disappear. What's
H.
this? Oh, wait a minute. What the fuck is that? Oh, I just highlighted weird. So what's this?
That's the transducer.
No, what do I got highlighted right there?
That's your
Oh, the suction valve.
suction valve. Your low side, right? It's a low side suction valve.
Yeah,
Oh,
low
low
side.
side.
Well, yeah, if it's a suction valve, it's gonna be on the low side. Okay, so what's the normal operating position of this valve during normal operation?
That's
Crack of the back seat.
seat.
All right, and where is? Okay, well, hold on. All right, that's good. So let's. Okay, I don't want to fucking break it down like that. So what's this line right here?
That you vapor side, suction side, right?
That's your
Vapor.
suction side for circuit 1, and this is your suction side for circuit 2.
Suction 2. Got it.
Okay. So what's this?
EXV.
TXV.
All right, it's another TXV. What's this line on the TXV? What's on the end of that line?
That's the bulb. Sensor bulb.
And what does that sensing bulb do?
Open and close the TXV.
What's inside that line?
Yeah, sense.
Refrigerant.
Fisher, yeah.
What state is it in?
Liquid.
No. Yeah, liquid.
Yeah, it's liquids. So then how does it open up the diaphragm? What has to happen to the
Give it
liquid?
back to you. Huh? She said to give it back to you. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
That's right. So you have liquid refrigerant in this bowl, right? It sends a superheat. The refrigerant boils off and applies pressure from the expansion of the pressure downwards on the diaphragm. And that's how the TXV operates. All right. That's good. What's that?
That's the plug valve.
Check valve.
What is a check valve? It's a plug valve. It's also known as a throttling valve. You see the little handrail right there, the valve stem there? You can actually throttle this valve. So if they ask you, is there a valve on the unit that can be throttled? That's it right here. Okay?
Yo, Dan,
Yeah.
can you explain to me real quick again about that TXV sensor bulb? I caught it at the end. Well,
Yeah, sure.
thanks, man. Appreciate you. Sorry about that. So what does the sensor bulb do?
Open and close that diaphragm.
That's what opens and closes. There's a diaphragm on top of this TXV. Okay? And there's liquid inside this line. And there's liquid inside the sensing bulb. So what happens is when the refrigerant turns from a liquid to a vapor because it boils off in there, it creates pressure, and that creates a downward pressure on the diaphragm, and that pushes the diaphragm down. And on the other side of the diaphragm is a spring, and it pushes the spring down, and that decides how much refrigerant goes into the evaporator.
Okay,
Got it?
Got it.
So this line right here now. All right, so going back over here, this is discharge line, high pressure, high temperature, superheated vapor, goes in your condenser. Oh, word? There's those tubes in there? That's fucking crazy. I got 20 tubes in there. All right, so high pressure, high temperature, superheated vapor comes out of your compressor into your condenser. The vapor condenses, turns into a liquid refrigerant. That liquid refrigerant is then subcooled right here. You got a line right here coming down from underneath. That's your subcooled liquid line. That subcooled liquid line comes up through your king valve, through your strainer, out. There's a solenoid right there. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to the king valve. What it's doing the refrigeration cycle right now. Liquid line. It's still high pressure. It's still high temperature. But now it's liquid. Subcooled liquid. That travels through the site class, all the way up the liquid line, and then it goes to your TXV. So the TXV, okay, is a midpoint. If you cut the refrigeration cycle in half, you guys know that there's a high side and a low side, right?
Yeah.
So your TXV is what determines the high side and the low side. So this line going into the TXV, that's the high side, okay? On the other side of the TXV, you see that pipe going into the evaporator?
Yeah.
That's low side. That pipe is low pressure. This pipe is high pressure. So that's like a point where you can cut it in half. Okay? So then it goes through the evaporator, and then it comes out the suction line, right? It goes through the TXV into the evaporator. It comes out of the evaporator into your suction line. This is your suction line. Suction line goes to your suction valve. Now, through your suction valve, it now travels through the motor. And why does the refrigerant travel through the motor first? What does that do? Anyone know?
Compress it.
To cool
Oh, yeah, no,
cool the
it-
motor down, the vapor.
It cools the
motor
winding.
down.
Right, it cools the windings down, okay?
It cools the winding.
Right. But listen, it's still low pressure. It's still low pressure going through here, okay? So now it gets to your, I know I'm not sure if you can't see inside of this, but I'm going to try to explain something to you here. Because this might help you on a visual. Okay. So now what happens is this. The vapor comes through the motor here. You guys can see the screen, right? You see my mouse
Yeah.
moving around?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so the vapor comes through the motor. It's still low pressure. And then you see this little hole here on your valve plate that I'm pointing to right here?
Yeah.
So the vapor comes in there. Now, you see the gasket around the valve plate? And you
Yeah.
see how the gasket also goes across the middle like this?
Mhm.
Okay? So the upper part of your gasket is the low side of the refrigeration cycle. Okay? So that low pressure vapor comes through the motor, it comes out this hole, and then it gets pulled in. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let's see what this is. Oh. Speaker. Oh, okay, yeah. How you doing?
Hey, fellas, let me ask y'all a question until Dan come back. Do anybody knows what protects the mechanical seal on the water pumps itself?
Mechanical seals. What
It's
you
not the
call it?
bearing. I thought it was the bearing, but I got it wrong.
Um, I forget the name of it.
I thought it was yeah, it's like something that protects it. And I selected the casing. I'm not sure if it was the Venturi.
No, the Venturi's on the top. That don't protect it.
I don't protect it.
It's not the casing?
I selected casing.
And it's not it.
Yeah, I must not ask Dan.
Yeah.
That's the question that be tripping me up with that damn pump and the air handler. I got a question for him with that also.
Repeat that question for me again.
What protects the mechanical seal on a pump, on a water pump? When we go the chill water pump and the condenser water pump, they're both the same pump.
I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
As Dan.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, you know what protects the mechanical seal on the motor pump?
What protects the mechanical seal on the water pump? Yeah, that's going to be a Venturi.
Yeah.
Why
That's the Venturi. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I was putting the bearing and shit, and that's like the wrong on that last time I took it. So I just wanted to make sure.
You have a mechanical seal, and then you have a bearing. So what is it? The mechanical seal. We'll go with that after we're done with this, and then I'll show you on the pump. That's all.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. All right, so I just want you guys to understand this, because like once you see this, you'll never forget it, and then you understand it. Okay. So like I said before, you get your low side still coming in through the motor to cool it, and then it comes out this port. Okay. Now, here go your suction valves that are under the plate, and then your discharge valves are on the top of the plate. So if you had the valve cover on here, it's like, just picture that the valve cover's on here, okay? And the vapor's coming up. This gasket prevents the vapor from going to this side over here where my mouse is. Can you see that? You see where my mouse is on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so the vapor comes up on the low side here, and it gets sucked into the suction valves, okay? Now, on the downstroke, it's still low pressure. Then on the upstroke, these valves close, and the vapor gets compressed into high pressure. And then when it comes out of the discharge valve, now you're on the high side of the machine, okay? So now you have high pressure, high temperature, superheated vapor. On this side, you had what is it? Low pressure.
Low pressure.
Low temperature.
This is the low pressure side, and this is the high pressure side. So you have low pressure, high temperature, superheated, because you can't send liquid into the compressor. Remember that. It has to be vapor, and it has to be superheated. If you send any liquid into the compressor, it's in a slug. So just because it's low pressure, that doesn't mean that it's high temperature. You understand that? Because it's flashing off in here. So you go from your low side to your high side, and then out the discharge line here. This is your discharge manifold. See how it comes out from both sides? All that is a manifold. Then it comes out of the discharge valve, and now you're into your discharge line. You guys get that or no?
Yeah.
So as long as you see that in your head, then you're good. All right. Now we'll go over to the pump just to answer that question real quick.
Dan, we could continue on this. We could finish the cycle.
Oh, it's all good. Way to go all over the place. It's fine. That was the cycle. That was the refrigeration cycle. We started at the discharge line and we ended at the discharge line. That was it. That's why I said let me finish right there. But that was it. So just let me show you here. the outside is where your bearings are. See this right here? That's your front bearing. That's your rear bearing, right? Nah, fucker. That's your rear bearing right here. Okay? And then you have mechanical seals. Mechanical seals are right here. So what that does is that's getting water from the below. That's the top of the pump is called the below. It goes through here, and then the water goes this way, and it goes this way, and it goes right down to your seals. That's all you have to remember. There's the other one right there. So you got water coming in through the venturi to the mechanical seal, and that's that. All right. So I think we're done with the reset. We covered everything on that as far as the refrigeration cycle goes.
And is there another name for the Venturi?
Nah, that's just what it is. It's a venturi. I mean, let's look at it. Like what I usually do when I'm not sure about something on this unit is I'll just go and click it and submit it just to make sure that I'm right. So there's the venturi right there, right? We're going to submit it. Yes, and you selected chill water pump 3 venturi right there. That's what it is.
Got it.
Whenever you click on something, you don't know what it is, you don't have to be on the question. You can just click the panel. You're not sure if it's the panel or not. Just submit it. And it's not going to be the top one. It's going to be the bottom one. Chilled water pump 3 power panel. It's always been the bottom. I just wish it stayed up there a little longer. They used to kill me when I first started. But motherfucker, I was here on my phone taking screenshots of this shit. Totally, bro. Hate that shit. But, all right, so does anyone have any questions on the reset? Because if not, we're going to go to centrifugal. Like I said, with the
I got one more question.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
All right, when it comes to the air handler, right? That first time when you're looking at it, that's going to be your supply, and around it is going to be your return, right? But then
On the air
I
handler?
know you got the preheat in on the air handler, yeah.
Okay.
And then you got those 3 coils in there, which is the reheat, the chill water, and the other one is you got preheat and then you got reheat. Yeah.
This is preheat right
That's
here.
your preheat.
This is cool. This is chilled water coil. And this is your reheat. So the air's coming
And
up
the
from
supply
outside
is the
right
yellow
here.
line, right?
Yeah. This duct is your outside air coming in. All right? That's coming from your outside air plenum in like the real world. Okay? So you have your fresh air coming in, and then it's going to go through your 2 filters. This is a pre-filter. I'm sorry. Oh, and this is your inlet damper, your outside air damper. And then it goes to your pre-filter. And then it goes to your secondary filter, which we call, what are they called again? Fucking, give me 1 second. Pre-filter. And your Barry filter. That's called a Barry. Okay? And then you have your preheat coil. Do you know what the preheat coil is there for? The preheat coil is in the wintertime in case you have really, really cold air coming in. It's freeze protection for your chilled water coil. Okay? So you get your preheat, and then you got your chilled water coil, and then you have a reheat. The reheat's there in case the air gets too cold. You can heat it up again. Okay?
Okay.
Then you have your supply fan. You're supplying air to the spaces. Now, this is your return duct. So that's your supply duct over there. Supply duct, return duct. That's your return fan.
Yeah, now can you tell from the supply and the return?
How can I tell from the supply and the return?
Yeah.
Because of coils and because of the outside air. Like here, you see this duct right here? That's outside air. Well, let's submit it and see. You selected air handling unit outdoor air duct. So that's the outside air coming into the unit right here. Okay? And
I guess the question should have been, what is the tip for you to know that that's the return?
how do I know that the other one's a return? I mean, look at the way that the
Just
fan's
click on it
facing.
and submit it.
The fan's facing the supply air duct, right? It's taking air in through the squirrel cage is spinning, and it's shooting the air out through the supply air duct. And then over here, it's like a push-pull. You're pushing supply air going into the spaces, and then on your return duct, you see the fan facing this way, so it's pulling.
Mhm.
It's pulling the air through the spaces, and that air is coming in. Now that air has two choices. You can either have return air duct, which is the air going back in to your supply chamber, or this is called a spill damper. Or what else do they call that? Well, it's a spill damper. Let's just see. Exhaust. You call it exhaust too. Air handling unit, exhaust damper. And that's pretty much it. The air comes in, goes to the space, it comes back, and it either returns or you just dump it to the outside. And that's it. You good on that, or you want me to go over it again?
No, I'm cool.
I'm good.
Okay. I'm saying, just don't feel funny. If you don't understand something, we'll go over it. It's fine. You know? All right, so we're going to go to the distance centrifugal. Let's see what time.